Excuse me. We are here to take a peek, to explore who is watching fire signs. So if you have a fire sun, moon rising, if you have fire in the 8th or 12th house, these are readings for you. If you have, for instance, a fire sun and you have some pertinent elements in other parts of your chart, I invite you to think about your natal chart, take a look at your natal chart, and see what is in, if you have anything inhabited in your 8th and 12th house, or if perhaps a sign that your 8th or 12th houses or both could be in. Maybe they are one second. Maybe they could be in some other houses can share that. There's different ways in which you can have prominent placements in your chart, or prominent placements to the stage of life that you're at right now in your chart. And it's worth thinking about. So anyway, if you do have other prominent placements in in water or earth, I already did do those readings earlier. So they are linked in the description. So you can take a peek in there. The order in which I'll be reading these are what's listed in the title, as well as in the pinned comment. If you appreciate my time and energy, do let me know. Thank you for the likes. Do give me a thumbs up. And if you'd like to go and send a little bit of love my way, help support the channel, tips are always appreciated. You can also consider becoming a member of Mystic Moons for $10. If you do, be sure to let me know your sun sign when you do, so I can make sure that astrological notes are released more frequently for your collective. That wanted to go off one more time. Let that go and just sound out. I actually have planting to do later today. I have some things that need to be repotted, things that need to be expanded, but I wanted to do this before getting to that. So first sign that we're going to do is Aries. Aries, Sagittarius, Leo. That's going to be the order in which we're doing things. Again, that would be for sun, moon, 8th house, 12th house. So first up, Aries collective. Who is watching Aries? Someone who can't move on, Aries. Stuck in limbo, Aries. Full of, I wouldn't say necessarily regrets on how they handled things, Aries, because even if they were presented with the same exact opportunities as before, Aries, with future knowledge, Aries, it's not like the choices they would have made could have been any different. This person doesn't quite know yet what was still the right way to go and act, Aries, if there was a right way to act. This person, Aries, is just stuck in limbo. And because they are stuck in limbo, Aries, they can't go forward very easily. Nine of Swords also gets Sun, Six of Cups, Two of Pentacles. Aries, prior, this person was doing well. Prior, Aries, this person was full of hope. I would say even too, Aries, they had some partnerships that were inspirational, shall we say, Aries. I do want to say inspirational because it's more than constructive. Three of Cups, Two of Pentacles, Sun, Six of Cups. A lot of warmth here, Aries. Things were getting done, and they were getting done in good energy. This person, Aries, felt like they were progressing in excellent energy. This person, Aries, had a beautiful sense of the promise of tomorrow. Aries, perhaps when they were with you, Aries, this is someone who knows you. Of course, it's who's watching you. But this person, Aries, was close to you. This person, Aries, accompanied you together with other people, Aries. Perhaps met you through other people, Aries. And as you presented, Aries, presented yourself, or shall we say, as they presented themselves, Aries. That's probably the better word here. Some of these connections, Aries, were made or developed or strengthened together with you to the public. You, Aries, in some way were a team with this person. And Aries, with you, they felt unstoppable. Well, Aries are not doing so well right now. Oh, they're not doing so well right now, Aries. Significant energy coming up here, Aries. Well, we have some Capricorn floating in. This could refer Aries to Capricorn placements. It could also refer Aries to someone who's been particularly remorseful, Aries. I do have some remorse here. Come the end of the season, the end of the year season, Capricorn season, December, January. So we have the World, Aries. I have a Page of Swords, a Nine of Cups, and an Ace of Pentacles. Well, Aries, the person who's watching you, do I say they turned over a new leaf, Aries? I can't say they turned over a new leaf with the energy I just pulled because, as I said, Aries, if time repeated itself with the knowledge that they had right now, Aries, they wouldn't necessarily make any changes for the better or worse, Aries. Like the lessons that caused the breakdown of separation. This is someone who you knew. As I said, you presented together. Aries. Oh, is there another card in here? There is. 10 of Wands sneaked out there. So energies, first of all, Aries, we have some Libra, Sagittarius, Pisces, and Capricorn. And essentially, Aries, what I have here is someone who is, someone's going to attempt to turn back the wheel of time with you, Aries. Open up the doors of communication with you, Aries, this person who's watching you. Aries, maybe you have made some more significant steps in moving on with your life than them, because Aries, the most vibrant time of their life was when they were with you, when they were connected with you, when you presented to other people together, Aries. And now, Aries, they're not doing that. The brightest times of their life right now, Aries, and also too for what they could see for the future, was before. Aries, the person who's watching you will contact you. They're wondering what is the right words to say. What can they say, Aries, to soothe things over, Aries? What can they say, Aries, to satisfy you in granting another opportunity? A real opportunity, Aries, for another chapter. Aries, that's who's watching you. Someone who's planning how can they come back. Aries, I definitely say in this energy, you are moving forward in the future, Aries, towards the future. And Aries, their brightest days was before. Who is watching? Sagittarius. Sagittarius, Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Sagittarius, 12th house, Sagittarius, 8th house. Page of Wands and the Devil. Is this someone new, Aries? Is this someone who you caught? Well, you have caught the attention of someone. Oh, excuse me, Sagittarius. Sagittarius, is this someone new? Or is this someone who doesn't know you yet? You know, I say that, Sagittarius, because for me, Devil is one of those energies, Sagittarius, that doesn't pop out of nowhere. You know, it's not necessarily, it could be, but typically it's not. This is an energy that grows, accumulates. Have you ever, Aries, Sagittarius, have you ever, Sagittarius, had an idea or had a thought that just kept on cycling in your head? Or Sagittarius, have you ever spoken to someone and every so often they delve into the same topic over and over and over again? You're like, yeah, we spoke about that. Yeah, I heard that. Yeah, I know. You know, that's kind of one of the traits of devil energy. Devil energy is something that cycles, circles, digs. It's not necessarily like, bam, here. Page of Wands, however, though Sagittarius is an energy that's immediate, fast. We definitely have interest here, Sagittarius. High interest here, Sagittarius, is the person who's watching you. The person who's watching you, Sagittarius, I don't know how well they know you in this energy. I also, Sagittarius, I think that the energy here is rather distant. They'd like to come closer. If they already have been closer to you, Sagittarius, in this energy, or close to you, to come up in this is almost like gluing themselves to you, becoming a Siamese twin. So we'll see, Sagittarius, this person who's watching you. Of course, Nine of Wands is Sagittarius. I do read my Knight of Wands is Sagittarius as well. Interesting. Here's someone who's willing to take some losses, Sagittarius, someone too who's been looking at a greater range than what they normally did before, someone who's willing, Sagittarius, to move in a range greater than what they've done before. Someone who's waiting for the right moment, Sagittarius. Well, I do have high interest here, Sagittarius. High emotional interest, high physical interest, a high physicality interest. I'm not going to get into that much. But here's someone who wants to go and present themselves in the best way. Sagittarius, to you. Sagittarius, is this someone who is not close to you? I don't think so, Sagittarius. I don't think they found a way, Sagittarius, to come close to you, in a way that would ensure they could get closer to you yet, closer to you still. And so therefore they keep their distance, Sagittarius, while they learn more about you, Sagittarius. Sagittarius, before I move on, is this someone who is physically around you? Here's someone who's watching you, someone who's plotting on you, someone who's circling around you, not Sagittarius, someone who necessarily is talking to you. This is someone who plans on approaching you, plans on talking to you, finding out information about you, Sagittarius. I will say I do think that they are successful with it, Sagittarius. This person definitely knows your name. Trying to think if they know anything more than your name, Sagittarius. I don't even think they know your routine either. Is this someone who you haven't spoken with, Sagittarius? Well, Sagittarius, you have an admirer who's finding out more about you. Oh, should I have said sign, Sagittarius? You can take it back, Sagittarius. The only difference I would say in what I pulled there, I do read my Queen's card. And also we had some Cancerian energy, some Capricorn energy. But let's see what comes out, Sagittarius. Page of Wands. I have the Star. Chi-Chi. I may have to lock up my little Chi-Chi, or he'll go around the whole place meowing. So Sagittarius, we have bottom of the deck energy. I have Strength. Ace of Swords. This is someone who's definitely going to approach you, Sagittarius. You have an admirer that you are not aware of, Sagittarius. This person has been watching you not that long, Sagittarius. Maybe the last couple weeks, Sagittarius. I don't think they've been watching you since last summer, Sagittarius. It's shorter than that. I also don't think this is someone who just saw you recently and developed a fixation. They've been seeing you around sporadically, Sagittarius, but enough for them to start piecing together pieces to know more about you. Sagittarius, you are going to be approached. This is someone, Sagittarius. I do think this person is physically around you. I do think this person is doing their watching physically, Sagittarius, as they gather more information about you, Sagittarius. Sagittarius, here's someone who's going to approach you, introduce themselves to you. Energies we have here, Sagittarius. I have Aquarius, I have Scorpio, and I have Aries. In addition to some of those other signs that are there. This person, Sagittarius, could approach shortly. Maybe they've been watching you or noticing you for a few months, 4 months, somewhere around there, 4 months or less. Shorter than longer than a month, not longer than 4. And I don't think, have they made an impression on you, Sagittarius? Sagittarius, I think when this person approaches you, you should like them. You should be intrigued by them, Sagittarius. They'll make sure they present themselves, Sagittarius, as such. That's who's watching, Sagittarius. Someone who is, someone who is hopeful for a close or a closer relationship. But as I said, Sagittarius, this is someone who hasn't spoken to you yet. Someone who's around you physically, Sagittarius. They don't see you that often enough to know your routine, Sagittarius, but I would say that they are definitely have been trying to see what are the variables that lead them to see you. And they do know your name. Leo. Who is watching Leo? Seven of Wands is Leo energy. 10 of Cups is Piscean energy. Of course, we are in Pisces season right now, Leo. Someone thinks highly of you, Leo. They think highly of you, Leo. Not quite sure, Leo, or should we say how they would normally proceed, Leo. They don't quite want to do it or proceed that way. You know, sevens are very, let's say sevens are numbers that have lots of kinetic energy to them. It's not really focused energy, even if you try and focus it, Leo. It's like electricity with crackles all around it. Not really organized energy. Leo, somebody likes you a whole lot more than, shall we say, what they will reveal themselves to do, or perhaps a bit too much. I don't know yet, Leo. We'll find out. But I do know in this energy, Leo, someone admires you a lot. But with a 7 here, how they express that, Leo, is not exactly going to be smooth. Something about this is going to be awkward. Something about how they express their admiration of you, Leo, or their handling of you, or the conversation, Leo. Something here is going to be weird. Not necessarily weird in a bad way, but definitely not something to ensure or inspire, Leo. This is great. But I do have somebody here who has a lot of admiration for you. How they express it, though, Leo, that's the question. This person who's watching you. Leo, here's somebody who's been trying to get closer to you. You know, in this energy, Leo, this is someone who could have been talking to you sporadically, working in moments of so-called normal conversation or normal interaction with you, Leo. This isn't someone who you know well, Leo, but this is someone who you have exchanged words with, Leo. Have you shaken hands and dealt with them? Well, Leo, you know them on a sight basis, by sight basis. But they've kept themselves at a distance, Leo. Still friendly, but at a distance, Leo. They admire you. They don't know quite how to go in. Bridge the gap, Leo, of being an acquaintance and not being weird or desperate or creepy or anything like that, Leo. Trying to let things go by normally, Leo. They're trying to create timing, Leo, that is natural. Things that develop normally. And as I said, sevens, Leo, just by their very nature, it's not contained. If you were to think about it in, as I said, you could think about electricity. And you put your hand over, let's say, imagine a ball of electricity or a single thread of electricity, Leo, and you put your hands around it, and then you can feel some sparks. You know, it's not self-contained. You can also think about this energy, too, of the person who's watching you and how they feel, how they'd act. Like a glass of water, Leo. And that glass of water has been slowly and steadily filling up, Leo, and the water is overflowing out of the cup. But it's overflowing to the cup, Leo. You know, sometimes when you fill things up, Leo, and there is almost like a little lip. You know, we can see right when the moment when it's going to overflow, and then it comes down. It's almost like it bounces up a little bit, Leo, like the way a muffin, when it's baked, Leo, comes out of the muffin pan, that little dome shaped thing, right, when something, right, rises and then water overflows. Leo, that's the kind of energy this person has in their actions. It's not contained. Could almost be contained, not quite. Anyway, I have Seven of Wands with a Queen of Cups. Page of Swords. Five of Swords and a Five of Cups. So fives, Leo, are another energy that connotates changes, realization about the environment that you're in and your place, your opportunities within it. Leo, there's somebody, the person who's watching you. This is a person who has been around you for a while, Leo. Leo, this person admires you. Leo, this person I think should have gone and expressed something about how they felt to you, Leo, a little sooner than they have. Leo, this person's timing is slow, Leo. Leo, this person doesn't like to extend themselves towards others, Leo. This person feels like they need some pretty obvious fireworks, some obvious flags, some red carpets, some flowers. They need like stuff, Leo. They need you to wink with both eyes several times and drop one of those like colored flare guns. Leo, this person needs signs to move forward. And the signs they give out themselves, Leo, are too subtle. Leo, the person who's watching you is an admirer. And this is someone, Leo, who you have been dealing with for a period enough, Leo. This is someone who you exchange words with, or at least you see regularly. Leo, I think this is someone. They should have moved a little faster, a little sooner. They realize that, Leo, this person can't go beyond the steps that they have gone so far. It's like all they can do, Leo, is smile, nod, say hello, maybe engage in some chit chat, Leo. They can't go forward past that, Leo. They don't have the ability of it. So therefore, and yes, this is an admirer, Leo. They can't go forward past that, Leo. They can't make the next step to even friendship, Leo. This is an acquaintance of yours, Leo, will not grow past that, at least in this energy. And they watch you. Inability to say what needs to be said, Leo, to progress the relationship forward. Inability to take a risk, Leo. Inability to risk getting hurt, Leo. Inability to expose, Leo, how much they like you, Leo, because, Leo, they are afraid of rejection. Leo, signs I have here. Of course, Seven of Wands is Leo energy. We are doing a Leo energy. I kind of leave that whenever I post signs for the other one as just, you can consider it, you cannot. But anyway, Leo, we have some Scorpio energy, Cancer, and Aquarius. And here's someone, Leo, they will not go farther than they have. Do I say they have too much pride, Leo? It's more than that. As I said, this person actually has an inability to extend themselves for fear of being vulnerable with their emotions. Leo, there's someone around there who you're interested in. They're waiting for you to make the next moves. But Leo, this person will just watch as life takes you off into other directions. That's who's watching you. And they're watching you rather nearby, Leo. Watching you on a regular basis, Leo. This is someone in your physical space, Leo. And you deal with this person, Leo, at least once a week. And I want to say a couple times a week, Leo. This person is in the same space, physical space as you. You know their name, Leo. Maybe you've shaken their hand, Leo. Maybe you've sat at the same table with them, Leo. Maybe, Leo, you entertain them as being a possible friend or something more at some point, Leo, but this person keeps themselves at such a distance, Leo, that I do think you have turned your attention elsewhere, Leo, because this person will not come closer or express themselves more than they have to date. Thank you, everyone, for the likes. I will leave this up for a little bit of time. If you appreciate my time, do let me know. Do give me a thumbs up. Consider, if you'd like, to become a member. There are perks to that. And if you'd like to send a little bit of love my way, tips are always appreciated. Thank you. Bye-bye.